So we've looked at creating a 5-number summary from sets of data from lists of numbers and making box and whisker plots. So our assignment, our goal today is to take a look at that draft that we discussed the first day of the unit. And we're going to look at the 5-number summaries of each month of the draft. We'll do 2 together, and then for the assignment I'm going to break it up in the class, so you'll only have to do 1 or 2. And then once everyone gets their 5-number summary, we're going to graph it. And let's see if I have the graph paper here. We're going to graph it here and see, was the draft fair? Was it equally spread, the draft numbers for each of the months? So again, your assignment will be to create a 5-number summary of your month, create the box and whiskers plot, and we're going to put all of them here. And so it'll be your data plus all the other months that other people will have figured out. So let's look at January first. It says look at the draft data, create a 5-number summary for January. It should be 31 numbers. There's 31 days in January. And then create a box plot on the graph on the next page. So we want to organize the data, find the 5-number summary, and then draw the box plot for January. And so if you recall, here's the draft data. And so I'm just going to go ahead and look at January and try to write down the 31 numbers in order, because if they're in order, we can easily find the median, Q1, Q3, and so on. All right, so looking through the numbers, and I did this ahead of time. Let me find my sheet. And there are a lot of numbers, so I had to go back and look through it several times to make sure I had it in the right order and had 31. But here's what I came up with. So I'm just going to put them in order. So the first draft number pulled for January was 17 was the early one, the earliest one. So I'm going to write that 17. The next one was 52. And then it was 58. And it was 59. 77. And so a hint, as I was finding these numbers, I just crossed them off. So here's January 15th. It was the 17th one pulled. Whoops. I just crossed it off so I could kind of look at my data here. All right, so we had 77. The next one was 92, 101, 118, 121, 140. I gotta squeeze that together. 140, 159, 164, 186, 194, 199, 211, 215, 221, 224, 235, 238, 251, 280, 305, 306, 318, 325, 329, 337, 349, and 355. So after double checking several times, I believe I had the right numbers here. All right, so the first task is to find the middle number. And so I did that by crossing off. So I crossed off the lowest and the highest, second lowest, second highest, and so on until I found the middle number. And since this is an odd number of data points, 31, we shouldn't have to average anything. It should just be a middle number here. I think I crossed off too many. Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I went off track somewhere, but here's our middle number. So I crossed off 15 from each side, and then we got our middle number, which is 211. Okay, after that, we have the min, the max, the median. We want a Q1. So I looked at just the first half of data, and again, there's 30 data points, so it should be in the middle of that. So you cross off, you could cross off 7 from each side. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so here it is, 118 is Q1. And same thing here, there's 15 data points, so I know that the middle number here, I'm going to cross off 7 from each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so here, 305 was Q3. So my 5-number summary was 17, 118, 211, 305, 355. All right, so we will graph that. Let's do February next and then graph both. So again, excuse me, I look through February, I put them in order, crossing off as I was looking at the other page, and here's what I came up with. So I had 4, I should become as 25, 27, and here there should be 29 days, including the 29th day for a leap year because people were born on that day, so they could be drafted. So 25, 27, oh, it was 57. 68, 86, 89, 91, 144, 150, 152, 179, 181, 189, 205, 210, 212, 214, 216, 236, 285, 290, 292, 297, 299, 302, 338, 347, 363, 265. So again, there's 29 terms, so there should be a middle number. So I went through and I crossed off, and I found that here 210 was the middle there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there should be 14 terms from each side. So I crossed off 14 from each side, found the middle. Here's the median, Q2 or Q2. Now look at the first half of data. There's 14 terms. So we need to average. Okay, so you cross off. So we find these two numbers. We have 91 and 144. We find the middle, and I believe it was 117.5. And do the same thing here. You're going to cross off until you find the middle, and find the middle of these two, and I believe that was 294.5, if I did it right. So we have our 5-number summary. I'm going to write it down, and then let's do a box and whisker plot for each. So we have 4, 117.5, 210, 294.5, and 365. All right, so using both of our box and our 5-number summaries, these are called, we are going to graph and see what they look like, how they can compare to each other. So on this next page, here's what the graphs look like, and I'm going to make this smaller so I can see. Okay. All right, so January, let's go back. I'll do January in black. It was 17 was the min, so I'm going to put a dot at 17. Whoops, I need to move this up a little bit. I guess I can, so I'm going to try to take a screenshot of this. Okay. There. So 17. So for January, 17 was the min, and these are going up by 25, so the middle is about 12.5. So 4 is about the min, so here's 4. I should use black for January. And if I go back to the data, oh, it was 17, not 4. I was looking. Okay, so for this right here, it was 17. So here's about 17. And the max was 355. So I'm going to find 355 here. On my graph. So that's about like right here. And then we're going to draw lines for Q1, the median, and Q3. So Q1 was 118. If I look back, I'm referring back to this page here. The January is 118, 211. So 118 might be like right here. And then it was 211. It's like right here. Actually, it's over one more. And then the next one was 305. So here's like 305, something like right here. And then let's use a straight edge here. We're going to connect our 3 boxes. We connect Q1 to Q3, and we connect the whiskers to Q1. So here's my first box and whiskers plot. You can see it's pretty spread out. Each of the quartiles is about the same distance, except for this one's kind of small here, the last quarter. All right, let's do February so we can kind of compare the 5-number summary for, oops, I started. February, okay, so the min was 4. 117 was Q1, so here's 117. 210. 294. And then we have 365. Okay, so again, I will connect. You can see that February and January are pretty similar. Their Q2s and Q1s are pretty similar. I mean, this one, February has a higher max and a lower min, so that's spread out more, but you can see they're pretty similar. All right, so our goal in class then, I will assign each person 1 or 2 months to do, and you can work together. You should compare answers just to eliminate any errors. And you will find the 5-number summary, and you will make a box plot of your months, and then eventually we'll combine the class data, so everyone should have each month, and then we're going to talk about the data in class.